Hi there. If you're new around here, you can call me Rose, and that's okay because I'm new around here too. As you can see, I'm back under my big tree in my front yard, and I have come bearing gifts, and I was gonna wear makeup, but I decided against it. But seriously, I worked really hard on the prompt for this week, which was to recreate a piece that you had worked on before that you weren't quite so happy with. And my first attempt at the concept that I had looked a little something like this. And now I have taken that concept and repurposed it to look a little something like this. And I poured hours of my life into this painting, and even so, I'm still not 100% happy with it. It's still not quite what I wanted to do, and it's still not perfect for me, but that's okay. And with that in mind, I wanted to talk a little bit about perfectionism. I haven't been formally diagnosed, but I do struggle with a lot of the symptoms of OCD. And one of the symptoms that I personally deal with a lot, one of my personal obsessions, is the need for perfection. Perfectionism has held me back in a lot of ways because it's caused me to not take chances that I should have taken or that I could have taken, because I always thought, well, I can't do it. If I can't do it the right way, then I shouldn't do it at all. And that kind of thinking, that sort of mindset, is just probably about one of the most damaging and toxic mindsets that you can lay on yourself, because especially creatively, perfectionism is nothing. It's zero, and it takes away something that you can't get back with that while you keep perfectionism at your forefront, which is it snatches your artistic license right out of your pocket. It creates an unreachable standard for anybody who tries to reach it. So if all you want to do is be perfect, you're not able to allow yourself to be who you really are, because perfectionism has, one dimension. It's perfect, and that's all it can ever be. And while I agree that it's good to hold yourself to a high standard, and it's good to want to improve all the time and get better and strive for improvement and strive for the next level, perfectionism doesn't challenge you like striving for improvement does. Perfectionism only allows you to reach a single dimension, while improvement allows you to grasp every bit of your talent and let it flow out in every different way, and let it flow into dimensions that you never reached into before. And I have chosen to allow my my need for perfection to overwrite so much of myself and so much of my creativity. I know I'm not a super talented painter. This is only maybe my, 8th or 9th painting that I've ever done like this, and I know I'm not super talented. I know I'm not the best painter in the world. I'm not trying to be. I'm trying to be the best painter I can be. And it's difficult to fight that incessant voice in your head that tells you, well, you're not good enough at this because you're not perfect at it. And I want to keep fighting that voice, because if I stop trying, because my need for perfection is stronger than my need to keep going, I'm never going to be able to do anything. I'm going to be locked in a box for the rest of my life, in just a tiny black box that never allows me to grow. And that's what perfectionism does to us. That's especially what it does to people with OCD. It robs them of growth. And I want to grow, and that's why I wanted to use this channel to challenge myself. That was why I didn't want to just do makeup videos, because I thought, well, I can do that. But makeup is no longer much of a challenge for me, at least not in the way that I have been doing it, which is this type of beauty makeup. I've never really dived into the realm of body painting or prosthetics or anything else, which I would love to do. And that's something that I could do to improve myself. That's something that I could do to go forward and reach into another dimension as far as makeup goes. But for right now, for what I have, the tools and the type of makeup that I have in my arsenal, it wouldn't be enough of a challenge for me. And I want to continue to challenge myself every day. I want to continue to practice at everything that I'm doing right now, drawing, painting, writing, all of the stuff that I still could use a little more improvement on. And I want to challenge myself to be more creative. And then this channel, the purpose of this channel is healing, number one. Healing and figuring out who we are in the wake of trauma, who we are as we are pulling ourselves out of the pits of anxiety and depression and other mental illness. And we're reaching for mental wellness. We're not necessarily reaching to be perfect people. We're reaching to be better people. We're reaching to be who we really are, because we've allowed these things to take our essence for way too long. Your essence isn't depression. Your essence isn't anxiety. Your essence is something that makes you undeniably, beautifully, irrevocably, wildly who you are. And that was my desperate need for doing this channel this way. I like I say, I love makeup, and I am excited to learn other dimensions of makeup and other avenues like body painting, like doing prosthetics, like doing character makeup and all of that stuff. And I could do that, and I'd be happy to share those types of videos on this channel. But I'm also interested in continuing to challenge myself in other ways, like this. Like I say, this isn't the perfect painting. It's not the best painting in the world. It's never going to be the best painting in the world, and that's okay, because it fell in line with my vision, with my concept that I wanted to do with this idea. A lot of my paintings come from imagery that I've plucked out of my writing. This came from a poem, or a piece of prose, I would probably rather call it, which was about the creepiest house on the block. That was the title of the poem. That was the prompt that I gave myself, and I like to pluck images and certain lines out of my writing to transfer them to a visual medium. That's a challenge that I've given myself here that I've never tackled before. And while I know this isn't perfect, I had to fight myself not to continue to add to it, continue fixing little mistakes that I see, that I amplify in my need, my drive for perfection. I'm proud of this because it's probably the best painting I've ever done so far. And I know that once I start my next painting, I'll be a better painter because of this painting, because of the different things that I did that I'd never tried to do before with it. And so I am glad to be here. I'm glad to challenge myself in new ways, and that was really the only way I could ever do YouTube, would be to use it as a way to personally challenge myself and to use it as a vehicle for my healing, for my growth as a person. Because I know a lot of people have used it as that. They've used it as a vehicle for their growth. They've grown because of what the experience of doing YouTube has taught them. They have grown because of what the experience of YouTube has granted them, the opportunities, the connections that they've made, the fan bases that a lot of people have gathered because of YouTube. It's all made them grow as people. And I have seen that for years, and I've said to myself, as I was just starting this channel, that it was important to me to start it as a growth journey in the first place, because I'm at a point in my life that I need that desperately. I'm 31 and I still don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm 31 and all I've ever wanted to be was perfect. And now I'm trying to be imperfect. I'm trying to be okay with being imperfect. And that is so important to me to do here. It's so important to me to give myself the chance. So with all that in mind, because it's kind of a heavy burden to bear, for me at least, the prompt for next week, the prompt that I'm giving myself, and the prompt that I'd like to give anybody out there who might be watching is to create a piece that's just something silly. Just create a silly piece, something that makes you smile, or that maybe even might make you laugh, like a comic strip or a comic panel or something like that. Anything that you think is cute and silly and fun, that's what I want. That's what I want to do for next week. I want to do something fun and silly. So this is our challenge if we choose to accept it. And I am happy and honored to be here and to be able to do this. It's probably going to be a long road, hard road, but I'm going to stick with it, I think, and I'm going to give myself the chance to be imperfect and to be who I really am, instead of being a face for perfection. So, thank you so much. And remember, go out there and make yourself.